Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Rosalie. Welcome to the ultimate YouTube channel where we go around the world to listen to music, to talk about psychology and philosophy. Our brother Token, check him out on YouTube, Token Hip Hop, has put out a track, the Vulgar NF, freestyle rap. Now, Token is the king of freestyle, and I had an amazing conversation with him. Check that interview out. He is a one-of-a-kind artist, has worked with the GOATs, has established himself as a GOAT. His literary art, his wordsmithery is on another level. He has done a collab with Ren. He has worked with all kinds of big dogs and has really made a name for himself, especially in the freestyle world and rap in general. And NF just released his huge drop, his EP, Fear, that I've reacted to as well, in depth. And Token here is bringing us something to, I guess, take in now that we've all savored NF, and NF has been breaking the charts, and I think they said it was the most pre-saved album or pre-saved EP on Spotify and whatnot. Amazing wins for NF. What is Token going to do here? Why is this one called the Vulgar NF? We do know that NF never cusses in his tracks. He's very deep and amazing lyricist. And here Token is coming at this saying the Vulgar NF. And I wonder what this one's about. I'm intrigued. I love the shopping cart, the boots, the black balloons, Token in all black. All of this clear nods to NF, to his brand, to his style. Let's see what he does. Okay, are you ready? Buckle up. Oh, and subscribe here. Please subscribe. Ring the bell. Don't miss it. Don't miss a thing.
I just read a comment calling me the Vulgar NF. I guess we're similar, but I got alcohol in my breath. Plus I got songs all about sex, and I don't belong to any church. Plus he's much more successful than me, I still got a lot more work. We're all inspired by much different things. All of us dorks watch and absorb. By my dad's exit and mom's depression, we're both a dominant source. I never respected classmates crying about toxic divorce. Divorcing was the most normal thing my mama had endured. Boo-hoo, your dad moved out. I was too cool for the cap and gown, a recluse mute when I'm at the house. But on YouTube, I'm a blabbermouth. Conspiracies about Jews my friends root through that they ask me about. So much hate in the world, I got no clue who wants to blast me down. Paranoia, prepare a prayer, employ a person prone to carry a weapon. Jealousy isn't a rare exception. A lot of my friends rap too, and I love them. We just like brethren. But they like to make me feel smaller than their recent successes. Don't take it personal, I can. It's just a job, dude. Plus, if I did, I'd have no one to fucking talk to. They talk to me like I'm a teacher, teacher's pet, petting the paws, poos, pet slobbering all over me like a bowl full of fucking dog food. I give all my girls jobs, they sell merch or they're in my videos, all true. My dick say employees only like a stock room. I drive my whip like it was Tron 2. When I get pulled over, I say I'm on the way to the hospital. My mama's battling cancer, even though shit already got removed. It got removed. It's not a lie if it's based on the truth. Right. The way a gun gets cocked is fruity shit, that Glock's a fruit. I'm not that dude, but my dude might press that fruit like Jamba Juice. The check these record labels offer me remind me of a run-on sentence jumbled up. Why? Too many commas, what the fuck? Luckily my own label is all I trust and all I wanted. I put gold on all the talks and crowds I'll talk with. Now their wrist and neck is yellow like that tape with caution on it. Caution on it, I'm a Christmas tree. The way these women put their stalking on it, stalking on it. They say Jews kill Jesus, right? They off the prophet. I reversed it, I'm the rapping Jew. I make the profit off it, profit off it. What do I offer other than these tracks I cater? I'll turn all my homies from a dreamer to reality makers. God gave me a gift, I'm just a rapping paper. Plus I got old Slim Shady inside me like that Detroit trailer. Plus I got Wayne and Andre inside me like the fucking South. I never related to my dad, relationship was ups and downs. But now I finally do, cause we both on the ground. So who could show the world that boss is more than just a town? Token's the one we found. This industry's a mess, it got me stressed. I miss my recent ex, I made that girl famous like Sydney Sweeney breast. I don't pray for peace, it pains me. I just study pop artists till people pay me. Jesus was a carpenter and so is that Serena lady. What's the difference? What's the difference? Music's my religion, bitch. I only rap about the trauma in the world I live in. So if I do go to hell, the music gon' be fucking hitting. I'll be platinum, it'll be special. Caught my mixtape hosted by the devil. Never too different.
Wow. Okay, so what happened was excuse me while I pick my jaw up from the ground. So what's cool is that even though he called this one the Vulgar NF and there were a couple of, spicy stuff in there, it wasn't as vulgar as I expected. And I appreciate that. And this is why this is neat to me, even psychologically. What I find neat about this is that I think I braced myself for a ton of cuss words and for crazy references. And that would have been just that contrast to NF, right? Okay, NF doesn't cuss. He says a bunch of powerful things. And here's the alternative. We're going to say all of that, but cussing. And that didn't happen. And I appreciate and respect that because to me, that doesn't take a lot of skill. I'm just going to do something another person does and do a nod to their brand and now just cuss, like a sailor in contrast to what they do, aka not cuss. And that's not what happened here. While there were a couple of bleep bleep words in here and a couple of snap references, this was so intriguing. First of all, Token's freestyle game is ridiculous. That is wordsmithery at its finest. I mean, there were so many alliterations. Try saying that fast 5 times. So many beautiful alliterations he was spitting. The cadence flow kept on par with that beat throughout the entire thing. It was saturated in hip hop, which was crazy from the that I took that as a DMX nod. Talking about Slim Shady and nod to Eminem and a nod to the different rappers and hip hop legends that are part of Token, that have shaped who Token is. And I think this is neat because Token is expressing here what he's been referred to as the Vulgar NF. And people do that often, right? They will maybe say that Token is like NF or like Eminem. They said that about NF. He's just another Eminem or an Eminem wannabe. People do that. They see someone that reminds them of something else and they say, oh, you're just like this guy or just like that girl. And while there are similarities, and yes, we're inspired by various artists because that's how the world works. There's nothing original or new under the sun. Everyone is inspired by something. And yes, some people really pioneer and bring something new to a certain music genre to the world. But at the same time, they too were inspired by something or someone. So we build on top of what we've seen, what's inspired us. And I think that that's just... It happens so often that people are quick to say, oh, you're just like this or just like that guy. So from the start, Token is showing here that he's been called the Vulgar NF, and he takes this and he's running with it now. And I'm taking this as his way of going, all right, that's what you call me. Let me show you. Let's talk about it. Then goes on this crazy freestyle game, amazing cadence flow, staying on track with the beat. The wordsmithery, like I said, the alliterations, just crazy wordplay. But as I mentioned, what's intriguing to me is that this wasn't just him pulling in an F with a bunch of cuss words to be the Vulgar NF. He's spitting honest facts about his own life. And there are parallels, and this is where the psychology comes in. For one, because we as viewers, we create parallels. We use things as reference points to compare. You're like this guy. You remind me of so-and-so. Oh, you're just trying to sound like what's her face. But also because in life, everything is a contrast. You could have an artist like Token who may remind you physically or from the rap style or from the timbre of his voice like someone like Eminem or NF. But he has his own journey. And like everything in life, there are parallels. What Token is talking about here is own personal trauma and pain, some of which sound similar to NF struggles. At the same time, there's also things that are different. This is also Token saying we're not the same. I have my own story. I have my own identity. And here are the things that I've been through. That's how I'm taking this. And that to me is just fact. You can find people that may look similar or have a similar style or remind you of one another. And there will be overlaps. But no one is the same. Every single person is their own unique self. I just read a comment calling me the Vulgar NF. I guess we're similar, but I got alcohol on my breath. Okay, as mentioned, that honest conversation about saying, yeah, there's parallels. Yeah, I guess so. And also, though, I'm different. And Neff's out here. He doesn't cuss. He's been, he's a family man. He's a husband. He has 2 children. I'm over here with alcohol on my breath. I got songs all about sex. I don't belong to any church. He's much more successful. I still got a lot more work. Okay, so he is showing us, you guys can draw comparisons, and there are connections, but also here are all the differences between him and I. We're all inspired by much different things. All of us dorks watch and absorb, but my dad's exiting. Mom's depression were both a dominant source. I never respected classmates crying about toxic divorce. Okay, so the rhyme scheme source divorce, right? All the alliterations that he jumps into later on. Paranoia, prepare a prayer, employ a person prone to carry a weapon. Jealousy isn't a rare exception. I mean, oh my gosh. Jealousy isn't the rare exception. This is a key lyric in my opinion. I got no clue who wants to blast me down. Conspiracies, even before, later talks about Jesus and a Jew, and before that talking about conspiracies about Jews. My friends move through that. They ask me about so much hate in the world. Okay, so he's addressing all the things that are happening, how people compare, how people judge, the corruption, the conspiracies, the hatred in the world, the violence, the evil. He's addressing all the aggression, all the pain in this world, the pain he's experienced in his own life, his mom's depression, his mom's struggles, creating a direct link possibly to NF and his mom's maternal struggles, his mom's struggles, conversations about his dad. We know this about NF and his personal struggles and his family dynamics. On YouTube, I'm a blabbermouth. Conspiracies about my Jews, my friends move through that they ask me about. I got no clue who wants to blast me down. Paranoia, prepare a prayer. And that's crazy because he's talking about paranoia. Paranoia is when you're strongly afraid of, chronically afraid of something. NF speaks of fear a lot. A person prone to carry a weapon. Jealousy isn't a rare exception. Jealousy is not a rare exception. Jealousy also carries that weapon. And I think this can be a double entendre. On one hand, is this him expressing his own struggles with those things, with the with jealousy, right? Token may very well also compare himself to NF as he sees NF's success, or comparing himself to Eminem or other rappers. He even lists all the people that have inspired him that he carries with him. He's not afraid to admit these are the people that have shaped who I am. But also maybe addressing how we, the people who observe and watch and are quick to compare and call someone, oh, you're just a vulgar NF. That too can stem from jealousy. That too can stem from comparison and judgment, because we don't slow down long enough to say, let me get to know you for you. A lot of my friends rap too, and I love them. We're just like brethren, but they liked, and that's funny, or neat lingo, because earlier he talked about church. Now we're talking about brethren, so that's fitting. They like to make me feel smaller than their recent successions. Don't take it personal. I can. It's just a job, dude. Plus, if I did, I'd have no one to effing talk to. So we're seeing here loneliness. We're seeing isolation in the industry. If all your friends are rappers and it becomes a comparison thing and jealousy, you're not safe to really be vulnerable. They talk to me like I'm a teacher's pet, petting the boss booze, pet slobbering all over me like a bowl full of effing dog food. He gets personal about how he handles business, right? Giving the girls a job. Everyone has a job or has a spot in a video. My mama's battling cancer, even though Ish already got removed. It's not a lie if it's based on truth. Imagine doing all of this freestyling. Not only the rhyme schemes, the alliterations, the links from way before talking about church, now using words like brethren in succession, talking about jealousy and later talking about having nobody to talk to. I mean, even 3 stanzas later, using references that are fitting to what he said before in a new way. Speaking of paranoia, right? Nods to NF, fear. Possibly. That's how I'm taking it. I'm a Christmas tree the way these women put their stocking on it. I mean, yes, he's showing us here the vulgar parts, right? Something we wouldn't hear NF rap about. And so there's this whole image here being presented that both shows the similarities between someone like him and NF, but also how he is his own person and how he's different. Maybe a way of going, all right, y'all want to call me the vulgar NF? Here you go. I too can rap like NF. I too have skill. I too have had pain and seen suffering with my mom and my dad and in my life. I too know fear and the struggle, but I'm gonna do it in my way. The vulgar NF. A lot of different topics here, from betrayal of friends or the lack of trust between them, to competition and jealousy, to the evilness and the wickedness of the world, to family pain and struggles in family dynamics. Then this part, that got me, whoa. They say Jews killed Jesus, right? They off the prophet. I reversed it. Earlier, talking about his friends being Jews and conspiracies about Jewish people, I reversed it. And that's crazy because calling himself a vulgar token, a vulgar NF, is reversing in a way, right? That's that contrast to the real NF. And here talking about I'm reversing it. The Jews killed Jesus. I'm the rapping Jew. I make the profit off it. Okay, so play on prophet, Jesus being a prophet, to some, to others more than that. but profiting off of it, making a profit off of turning this around and flipping this around, wanting to make a profit off of reversing what people were telling him. You're just a vulgar NF. And he's profiting off of this by reversing that too, saying, all right, then let me show you a vulgar NF. Okay, so many ways we could take this. I'll turn all my homies from a dreamer to reality makers. God gave me a gift. I'm just a wrapping paper. Earlier talking about Christmas trees. I mean, come on, dude. I got Wayne and Andre inside me. I never related to my dad. Relationship was ups and downs. Now I finally do because we both underground. His dad passed away. Is this a nod to him and the underground hip hop that he does? So who could show the world that Boston's more than just a town? Token's the one we found. This industry's a mess. Now we're talking about the music industry and that whole world, which is fitting too if we're going to compare rap artists. I miss my recent ex. I made that girl famous, like Sydney Sweeney's breast. And then references to Sydney Sweeney, to Sabrina Carpenter, a reference to Jesus, because Jesus was a carpenter. I don't pray for peace. It pains me. Another alliteration. I just study pop artists till people pay me. What's the difference? Music's my religion. And that's crazy too. Talking about Jesus was a carpenter, so was Sabrina Carpenter. What's the difference? And he's contrasting two clearly very different people, Jesus and Sabrina Carpenter. Light years different, I would say. They had similarities. They were both people, but also light years different. And maybe this also another interwoven double entendre nod, Easter egg nugget to basically call out the fact that him and NF are two completely different people. So when people come along and say, what's the difference? This is just a vulgar NF, or you are just like Eminem, or NF is just like Eminem. We're always comparing, always thinking we can just throw things into the box instead of realizing everyone has their own story. So if I do go to hell, the music's going to be effing hitting. And now really taking this home. And I want to hope that if there is a hell, that Token doesn't want to end up there. But I think this is that final blow of rebellion of saying, all right, y'all want to call me a vulgar NF. You guys want to paint me into this picture. You want to slap this identity on me. I'm going to take this and I'm going to run with it. All right, then. At least the music's going to be awesome in hell. And that could be also a little bit of that flex of saying, I know what I got. I know what I do. I know who I am. I make good music. I got skill. Look what I just did. And at least if I'm going to hell, obviously the music's coming with and it's going to be hitting. I'll be platinum. It'll be special. Cop my mixtape posted by the devil. Never too different. And that's crazy. That's a beautiful wordplay. Never too different. Because never being different means you're the same, right? Never too different, not being that, being never too different. Never straying too far away from something. Always stay similar or close enough. And that's brilliant because this whole thing is about being a vulgar NF. This whole thing is a play on being a contrast to NF. And I think personal, because, I'm sure this is not the first time Token's been either compared to or belittled or measured up to someone like NF or someone like Eminem and all these other rappers. This is something a lot of musicians and artists have to deal with all the time in any genre. Oh, you're just trying to be so-and-so. Oh, you'll never be like God knows who. Seems very personal, right? That honest conversation about this is this person, this is me. Yeah, we have similarities, but here's where it's different. But also on a macro level, a deeper conversation about all of us and how most of us are aware we have things in common and we long to belong and be part of something bigger. And we want to be able to connect and know we're not alone. But at the same time, we also want to be ourselves. And we want, especially as artists and as the creative types, we don't want people just to say, oh, you just sound like so-and-so. I've had people say that to me, oh, your voice reminds me of so-and-so. And for the longest time, it was a huge compliment because these were artists I loved and respected, looked up to. So it was flattering. But after a while, as a creative type, you also go, well, I'm also me. Don't just compare me, please. Don't just say, I don't want to be the 2.0 version of anyone else. I want to be me and I want you to see me for me. So this is, in my mind, Token is taking on what is being said about him, running with it and saying, all right, then let's go. Let me do that then. Let me be what you say that I am. And showing us by some brilliant reverse psychological method that he is very much Token. And that's brilliant. And I love that contrast. You have a song after another person and you just made this your own in a way that is absolutely Token. And I say this as a huge NF fan. So much love and respect to NF. And I know Token loves and respects NF too because he posted about it and was praising NF's latest work. So this is in no way some type of hate piece, shade piece, diss track, or anything like that. And that's what I appreciate about this. And like I said, that it wasn't at all as vulgar as I would have braced myself for. It just showed his wordsmithery. I mean, freestyle like that. Show me literary art and wordsmithery on the spot like that. That's crazy work. Token, my brother, keep creating. You are one of a kind, and we need you. And the rest of you guys, make sure to subscribe to Token. Subscribe to Token Hip Hop. Subscribe here too for more, and I will see you on the next ride. Ayo.